question a lot of people have, well, what kind of trust, right? So Francine, what kind of trust should people be looking at?
Well, there's three types of trust. There's a testamentary trust, a revocable living trust, and an irrevocable trust. Now, it's very important people understand that a testamentary trust is just as unsecure as a will. You'll still go through the probate process, so don't even bother. You will, it's just like having a will. So a lot of people are purchasing documents online, and the wording says that they're purchasing a living trust, a revocable living trust, and they're not actually purchasing that. They're actually purchasing a testamentary trust, which is not protecting their family. So then, okay, set that aside, right? And now we're looking at a revocable trust. A revocable trust does protect your family a little bit more, right? It protects your assets. You state your beneficiaries, you state your successor trustees, your trustees, who's managing the trust. But there's some things that it doesn't protect you from. So one of those things is that it is not impenetrable, right? So creditors can still come after you, and it is pierceable by creditors. So that's really important for people to know. Now, there's also no segregation of assets to qualify for Medicaid. So if you have this trust and you've got assets in it, and those assets are keeping you from qualifying for Medicaid, and now you're draining your retirement, liquidating it, draining it to pay for medical expenses. And so you're not going to be able to leave your descendants, your beneficiaries, everything you would hope to leave them, because it doesn't segregate those assets so that you qualify for Medicaid. That's another important con for a revocable living trust. Now, an irrevocable trust fully protects you. So it is creditor safe. It can't be taxed, sued, or levied against. So you are truly protecting your beneficiaries, your successor trustees, and the trustees of the trust, so that they are able to acquire and get all of those assets that you intend for them to receive when you pass away, so that you can truly establish that generational wealth. And it stipulates that it can't be revoked, amended, or altered. So some might view that as a con, because once it is set. Now, you can have board of trustee meetings. And who would those be? Those would probably be your children. And they can come to agreements on, but every agreement that they come to has to benefit the beneficiaries for that trust. So, so it protects your assets, and it protects your goals for everything that you leave behind. So some will make sure that those stay in the bloodline, right? All of those assets. So if one of your grandchildren one day, or your children, marries the kind of person that might try to take these assets from the family and the bloodline they were intended to, then an irrevocable trust would protect that if the wording is right. So that's very important.
Right. And we will do a follow-up video to this, to talk about, what are the ways that you can obtain these documents, right? So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I just wanted to add one more thing. There are some other trusts that, like special needs trusts, for people with, children that have, the special needs. I know there's a lot of parents that have furry kids, right? So there's a pet trust that can be established. And
wow, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of trusts, but it really, you narrowed it down to the ones that are mostly needed and the most common. But everyone has very specific needs. So we just, through a process, we go through a process of, questions that lead us to the next thing, and we'll give you some more information about how to obtain those documents. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, Francine.
Thank you.